So today we're talking smaller homeschool curricula companies, companies that make resources for homeschoolers that are just not as well known as the big box companies. Hi and welcome. Thanks for joining me today. So if you are new, I am Homeschooling Mom 3. I have a soon-to-be first grader, a soon-to-be kindergartner, and a toddler who will want to join the chaos next year, but we're trying to figure out how to make that happen. I'm also a homeschool graduate, and I use this channel just because I love sharing all the resources and all the research that I do with you guys. I love, love, love that side of homeschooling, the resources, the researching, the planning, all that gets me. And so today we're going to chat about smaller known curriculum companies, homeschool resources, however you want to put that. I was trying a hard time finding like the words to describe what I'm talking about, but I think you guys will get it. And so I feel like a lot of people know about big box companies, ABECA, BJU, The Good and the Beautiful, even some of the more secular companies. I know I'm going to draw a blank, but Candia Press, and just some of the more known companies. And I feel like when you're doing research on something that you want that's very specific, sometimes you kind of get outside of those big box companies to find some more unique items. And so I've been doing some digging and I found a list of, I don't know, like 15 or so, might not be exactly, just curriculum makers and companies of unit studies and just various resources that are just not well known. I don't see talked about a whole lot. I see them occasionally, some of them, but not a lot of them. And so I thought I would just briefly kind of walk you through them, show you some of the things that are out there. There are so many more that I'm about to just mention. But this kind of might get you digging. If you haven't heard of some of these, maybe you'd like to go check them out. If you have heard of these and have used them, I'd love to know that below. Or if you have some like smaller companies that you absolutely love, please comment that below as well for me to check out. But I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking on each one. I have, like I said, like between 15 and 20. And if I spend even 30 seconds on each one, I mean, that's a 10-minute video. So what I want to do is I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to like actually record my computer screen, and I'm just going to pull up these sites real fast, kind of tell you what the overall feel of them is, let you see kind of inside their shopping. You kind of get an idea of what they offer. And then if you are interested in any of these, you can do further research on them and see if there's something that you're interested in. I don't want to spend a ton of time on them. I just kind of want to bring an awareness to them. And they're smaller companies, so they can use our business. And so maybe I'll bring some customers to them that they don't know about. I am not sponsored. I have not been asked to do this video by anyone. These are just things that I have seen that I have kind of in my brain. And some of them are things that I want to use or things that I'm considering using in the future. But I just kind of want to remember that there. But again, if you have only really looked in the mainstream of homeschool curriculum, then this might be a jumping off point for you to get some other ideas. So I'm not going to keep rambling on. I'm going to let you see my screen, and we're going to just real quick jump into a few of these. Like I said, I'm going to go pretty fast. So you're going to have to do the digging after this point. First up, we have Tea Time Together, a Charlotte Mason-inspired study and conversation guides. Now, I think these are super cool. So these are essentially tea time guides that discuss your artist, your composer, and your poet for a whole month. So they have their monthly guides, like I said, and it goes when you have a guide for every week of the month. So that's 4 guides discussing the same poet, the same artist, and the same composer. But different information, different pieces of theirs that you're studying throughout the week. They also offer like a recipe to kind of go along with them. And I think these are a super cool resource if you don't want to have to put together something for poetry tea time, but you still really like that and you want to have the prints already laid out for you. I think these are a great option and something I definitely have on my back burner. Another super, super cool thing they offer is Tea Time Together, Ancient History Civilizations. So this is super cool. They do say you could use this kind of as a standalone or as a supplement to your ancient history, and I would love to incorporate this in the future. My kids are a little young for it right now. They say it's kind of geared from ages 8 to 18, but maybe next time we go around for ancient history, this is definitely one that I would consider pulling out. They just discuss the cool artifacts that they find, right? They find ancient art, ancient literature, the pieces that they left behind, and they discuss the culture, they discuss the civilization, they have a book list for you, and they have some recipes that go along with that culture. I think this could be a really, really fun way to discuss ancient history with your kids. So I think great resource to have if you're looking for something along these lines. Next, we have Where'd You Learn That? And this is by a fellow YouTuber, Rachel at 7 and All. She has created her own shop where she sells her curriculum. She has a preschool option called Purely Preschool. And that is mini units that you can buy. They're themed units that you can buy individually kind of as you want. Um, and they kind of all go together for the preschool year. She's also recently done a kindergarten curriculum called the Curious Kinder. These are literature-based guides. She really, really emphasizes good literature. And recently, she has put out a ancient history. And I think she might be going to do a Middle Ages. I'm not 100% sure on that. But an ancient history option as well as an ancient history art option that could go along with it. So if you're looking for something a little different, you haven't found what you're looking for, you could check here and see if she has some. She has some other units, state studies, literature guides, just miscellaneous things that you could check out and see if she has something that would fit for you. Okay, I think this is another awesome resource. So this is a history replica subscription. Now, I believe you do not have to get a subscription, that you can buy things individually. So if I go into here, into their shop, sorry, my internet's just a wee bit slow today. Yeah, you can buy these individually, but you could also get them as a subscription. And I think that this is just such a cool idea to add a fun element and a real element into your history of getting these replicas of actual ancient documents, letters, maps, cartoons, posters, um, Declarations of Independence, all of that. I think these could be such a cool addition to your history. Okay, so we also have Brighter Day Press. This is a Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum. You'll find a lot of the ones I have here are just because I tend to find them popular for these unit studies or these morning time things. But she has quite a few unit studies, holiday guides. She has some nature studies. She also has quite a bit in the realm of morning time. I think she has 3 volumes of morning time work available to purchase from her store, and they are at a very reasonable price. At least it seems to me. So if you're looking for something for that, you should check that out, as well as just some unit studies or, like I said, nature study options. Okay, With Outdoors is another Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum. They have a preschool and kindergarten option, but they also have these history themed options. And they are for geared towards a family style unit study from first through eighth grade, is kind of what it's ranging for. They cover Bible, history, citizenship, geography, literature, poet study, nature study, artist study, composer study, hymn study, all of that. And it's themed around the time frame in history. And um, I think so. Basically, all you would need to add if you want to use this, if your core would be math and language arts. So this is another just cool option that's available. Okay, you may have seen me mention this one on my channel before, American History Education Project. I think this is cool because it's a free history curriculum that is themed around picture books. Um, so here are the picture books that they use. Basically, you would get these from the library or buy them if you want to have them on hand, but then they offer their guides completely free for use with your elementary students. I'm not going to go into depth with this because I have a video going through several of these guides in more depth. So if you want to see that, I will link it below. But I really appreciate them offering a free history curriculum, and one that's based off picture books. It just seems like a really cool way to approach it for elementary students. Okay, Simple Studies, Charlotte Mason Simple Studies, again, a Charlotte Mason curriculum. She just has a whole bunch of unit studies. She has some nature themed. She has some for the Burgess Bird Book. She does have some form guides if you are hardcore Charlotte Mason and you want like Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. She does have those in here. She has some history themed ones, the Middle Ages, America, fairy tales, and I just think she kind of has a cool selection available. And her artwork is really pretty on the covers. So I know that really snags me. But if you're looking for something along these lines, she has some options that you could check out. Embracing Homeschool is another Charlotte Mason style curriculum. She has unit studies, but mainly her curriculum, the Simplified Feast. She has some holiday ones, but she mainly has hers. I would say her core ones are centered around, again, history. So you have ancient history, we have Middle Ages, modern, early modern, and similar to the other one I mentioned, this is meant to be your core curriculum. It's geared for ages K through 8. I think it's a family style learning. You would need to add math. I think this even incorporates elements of language arts into it. So we have our Bible, memorization, we had composer study, poetry recitation, copy work, life skills, history and social studies, some sciences, cooking, nature study. Um, so really your main core curriculum, you could add bits and pieces to it. You'd need to add your math. Well, it says here you need to add in your own math, language arts, and phonics, but she has the cycle, I think 4 years. No, there's more volume than four. So I'm not sure if she does it in a 4-year cycle or how many, but the history cycles that you seeing your study around. So that's an option if you're looking for that. Schoolhouse Discovery, they have some cool units, but one of the things I love about them is that they are not just units. They're actual kits. And their kits come with most of what you need to do their study. And so they have some different themed, they have some book lists and all of that. But I do love the idea of actually getting a whole kit versus just a printable or a unit study. So if you're looking for some kits to supplement some of your subjects with, you could check them out. Okay, Established at Home, another Charlotte Mason-based one. They have a preschool and a kindergarten curriculum if you're looking for options for those. Um, she also has a lot of themed morning basket options. Um, she has artist studies, she has composer studies, um, she has Mother's Day themed baskets, preschool spring, Ireland, seasons, just Charlotte Mason for Toddlers, just a ton and a ton of resources for your morning basket. So if I go here to the bundle, we can just kind of go through some of the options she has for abundance. She has music, Van Gogh, dads, moms, some holiday ones, birds, another artist, chocolate, harvest time, story time. So just a ton of resources if you're looking for something fun for your morning baskets. Carver and Sprouts is another one that I like or I think is worth mentioning because they have resources not just for earlier ages, K through 6 or through 8. I think most of the ones I see have them through 8, but they have some from 12 to 14 as well, which I really appreciate. And they have some cool ones that I just haven't seen mentioned a lot. So if we go into their older studies, they have astronomy, Arctic ecology, beekeeping, botany, engineering, first responders, home economics, mountaineering, herbology. So we just have a lot of available resources for older children. And not to say that she doesn't have any for the elementary ages, because she does. She has early learning, elementary, and then the older students. So for elementary, we have oceanography, paleontology. We had, again, engineering, botany, psychology, just a lot of cool options available. So if you're looking for something to round out your year, you could check out and see what she has. Little School of Smiths, I have seen mentioned on YouTube a few times. So this may be one of the more well-known ones. But I think I see them because they have this particular offering available. And I've seen this mentioned several times by people, and that is the American Girl History unit. So they have, it looks like 10, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different units for American Girl History following the time frames when that different girl was supposed to be living. So if you have a daughter who's super into the American girls, this could be a really cool way to incorporate history for them. They have some other unit studies, so they're worth checking out for other things as well. They have group or co-op licenses for some of their resources, some nature studies. So, but like I said, I think I've seen them mainly mentioned because of their American Girl History. And then lastly, we have Treehouse Schoolhouse, another Charlotte Mason themed curriculum or themed based curriculum. They do have family style unit studies, and they have some biblical studies, some holiday studies, some morning time studies, but one that I think they are strong in and have a lot of offerings for is their nature studies. So they have nature studies for autumn, for all the seasons, winter, spring, summer, um, and I think they have more than that as well. I haven't, let's see. Yeah, they have their Wonder of Nature collection. They have homeschool planners, holiday Bible, just a lot of different options available on here for unit studies if you're looking for something along these ends. Okay, I hope that's helpful for you. I hope this kind of gives you a jumping off point, an idea. I hope I mentioned a few that you haven't heard of. And again, if you have favorite small curriculum makers, resource makers for homeschoolers, please comment it below. Let me know. Let everybody else who's watching this video know. I would love that. And like I said, I just hopefully this was helpful and gave you some ideas. So um, let me know if you have any questions on any of this, and I would love to answer that. Otherwise, we will be seeing you guys again soon.